Alright, next we're gonna get this deck off and we're gonna change the drive belt because I feel like there's just a little bit too much play in this hydrostatic clutch. So we're gonna get that drive belt changed out. I don't want to pass it off to somebody else with, you know, the possibility the drive belt could go. And at the same time, there's a pulley that's back here, this pulley right there with that fan. We're going to change that out since that's pretty well shot. I was able to flip it upside down to get it to move the tractor to make sure the transmission was good, but you know, any amount of strain on it and it's just going to strip it again. So it you know, is not going to be good. We'll go ahead and start getting it disconnected. All right. Alright, what we're going to do next is we're going to get this deck out of here and we're going to change that drive belt out, but before we do that we need to get it disconnected. So what you want to do is, it's very quick on these John Deeres to get the deck off. So what you're going to do is, if there's a little bit of slack in your belt, which on this one there is a little bit of slack, so you'll be able to get it. Okay, on this first thing you're going to do is you're going to drop the deck all the way down. Get this belt off and you want to just lay it down. Be easy on it there, because if not, then you're going to have to reroute all of the belts the way, you know, that you're seeing there on the diagram. And this one is not the easiest to, you know, to do. So next thing you're going to do after that is you're going to get these pins. Okay, you just pull them out. That's going to release that. So you can see that. So we'll do that again on the other side. Now that we've got this side attached, now you want to raise the deck up and go ahead and just lock it in. So we've got it up. Now, as you can see, the arms are up out of the way. So then you would just want to bring this deck a little bit forward and you'll be able to get it disconnected. And that is all that there is to get these. So we're gonna pull this out. As you can see, this is a 42 inch edge deck, so these decks are a whole lot easier to get in and out of a fence if you don't have a lot of fence room. You can get these in and out. This deck is in really good shape, so I may leave this disconnected until I'm going to clean this deck up, spray some degreaser on it before I put it back on there. So I'm going to get this out of the way, and the next we're going to move on to the drive belt. Alright, so I got the front end of the tractor up here, and what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up taking this belt off here, and we're going to be routing it through. Get a little bit of light in there. We're going to be routing it back through here. We're going to have to take off this keeper right here. Has got a, it looks like a little 8mm bolt, and then the back pulley has got to, we'll take it off of that, take it off here. Then we've also got to, these front drive arms, we've got to take and loosen, take those off, and then bring them together, and then the belt will slip out. So you can do it that way, and then that'll end up getting that out of there. Alright, so I'll bring you back a couple steps along the way to show you what we got. Okay, so what we've got is a 17mm on the bottom, and right above this bracket you've got, and you can't see it there, right above this bracket right here you have a 15mm. So we're gonna take off this, take that off, we'll be able to pop that out of there. Okay, we'll throw some grease in that too. Alright, And then we got the other side here. You're gonna slide your 15mm in on top. So don't move there. And you're gonna pop your okay. Alright, now we've got those disconnected. So we'll be able to bring those to the front here, to the middle. Bring them together like this, and then I'm going to be able to slip that belt in and out of there. Okay, just got the front drive spindles off, and we're going to switch to the, let's get this linkage out of here. Alright, so what I did here was I ended up loosening up these pulleys where I could get that belt out. That wouldn't allow me to get it all the way, so I took and there was a rod here. This rod goes through, you know, through this hole here. It was held in with a cotter pin, and then that had some tension on it. So when that released, it looks like I'm gonna have to loosen up this steering knuckle on that gearbox there. And then I think we will have gotten it all the way to where we can get that belt out. I looked at it and the whole steering knuckle would come off in one, you know, easy piece. So I popped that off. Okay, so once you get there, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna release your park and brake, and then that'll leave you enough route to get your belt out. All right. But as you can see here, looking at this belt, it's got multiple cracks that go down it. So that's definitely probably why there was some extra slack. All right, let's grab the new belt and we'll start routing it back through. This is a new belt, it's kind of tight, so I'm gonna have to bring you back once I've got it pretty much ready to stretch into place. Okay, got those tightened up. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pop these back in. We've got the belt routed. These are nylock nuts, so it won't come out once we get it back in there. That back through there. There are two holes. You want to make sure you go through the correct one, which is, they were in the back one on this one, so that's where they're gonna go again. Okay, so let's pop this wrench in there. Got it. In there, same thing over here. Got it. Nice and tight there. Those ain't coming out. I'll get this on the ground and bring you back. All right. So I got the mower back around, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to pull that pulley off. As you can see, it's all loose, and we also, from where we had that tension up there, we've got to take that spring end and we got to bring it around this keeper right here, and then we'll be good. All right, so let me grab a screwdriver and we'll get that pulley off. All right, everyone. We've got the pulley in place. The snap ring is on. The belt is in good shape now. And we are going to put the guard back in place here. So this guard goes to the inside. Okay, and don't think I have the right bolt here, so I'm going to pause, bring you back, make sure I have the correct one so we don't strip it out. Alright, third time's the charm here. So since I wanted to swap them out for matching hardware, it's attention to detail. Alright, we got that in place. Protect the old digits so you don't get your fingers in there. Okay guys, change of pace here. We're to the point to where we need to get outside, pressure wash, get some of these items cleaned up, but it's just too cold out right now to be pressure washing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take these deck blades off so I can sharpen them. They look like they're in fairly good shape. One of the things you want to check is you kind of want to see that they balance. So you want to center them and you want to see that they can balance. This is not a good item to do it on, but you want to make sure that that they're good. So what I'm going to do is I actually am going to flip them over, put them on backwards for a moment just to hold them in place while I sharpen them with a grinder. So this allows me to work this edge, then I can flip it, work the other edge. It just helps hold it into place for while I'm doing that. I'm going to do the same thing to this blade here and get these blades sharpened up, and we'll probably also do some scraping on this deck just to get some of this built up grass that's in there out of it. So let me get my grinder and we'll get set up. Alright guys, make sure you've got your safety goggles on when you're doing it, because you're going to get the sparks. And I'm using just an angle grinder, and I'm going to keep the same edge that is already there that the manufacturer puts in it, and I'm just going to clean that edge up and sharpen it. Okay guys, as you can see here, we just sharpened this edge up a little bit. The angle was already there, so I just kept that angle and sharpened that edge. There are a few nicks out of it. I didn't want to rework that entire edge, so that little tiny bit right there, I'm not really concerned about it. What I'm going to do now is take these blades off completely and then scrape the back of this deck, and that'll take care of probably 75% of what is going to get stuck in there whenever I go to pressure wash. Alright guys, what we've got here is built up grass. What we're going to do is we're just going to scrape it off. What you can use is a spackle knife, or you can use your wife's favorite paint scraper, whichever one gets the job done. See, it comes off a whole lot easier this way. You get the picture. I'll bring you back when it's done. Alright, not sure if you can tell or not, but all of that grass for the most part is gone. I'm not too concerned with getting it perfect or anything like that, because the first time you mow with a wet yard, it's just going to end up getting caked back in there again. So I just wanted to get the mass majority of it off of there while I had the opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and put the blades back on, and I'll bring you back when it's done. Alright guys, once I've got them back on there, you want to get them pretty tight. So set yourself up a jig to where the blade is not going to turn on you. Put your socket on, and then give it a good torque. We're not going for, I'm sure there is a John Deere torque spec, but you want to make sure you've got a good amount of torque on there, so you can make sure that it's not going to come off on you. So good amount of torque. Then we're going to do the same thing to the other side, and this deck will be ready to pressure wash and put it back on. Okay, so I took it out for just a quick spin around the yard, and I do feel that it is a little bit too slow. The pedals here that need to be adjusted to get more speed out of it. The belt's tight. It's just I feel it should be cruising a little bit faster, and it's not. So I think that is gonna be our pedal play. So we will take a look at that next. What you've got is, this is all the way to the floor, and the mower should be a little bit faster than what it is. And when you go to reverse it, the pedals do bottom out. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust these pedals. So underneath here, you've got some 2 adjustment nuts, and I don't know if you can see that right on those adjustment arms right here, but we can loosen that one and this other one here, and then we can get get these pedals adjusted, because those holes are elongated that slides into, and I think slowly over time working their way down to where they're like this. So we're going to take and adjust that, and I'm going to loosen these up. I'm going to adjust the pedal, and I'll bring you back to show you the result. Okay guys, you can see the pedal height is much better now. I did take it out and test drive it, and the speed is back to what it should be for these units. I think we're going to end this episode here. The next episode we're going to be focusing on beautification of it. We're going to work on the hood, and we're going to get everything pressure washed, get the deck pressure washed, just get this thing back to looking sharp, and then I think it'll be ready to sell. If you would, like, comment, subscribe, and remember, you can't fix anything if you ain't out there turning wrenches. Thanks for watching, guys.